Hi, Tracy here, counselor, coach, and recovering control freak. At Coach Aligned, we believe every woman carries a unique calling, whether she's building a business, nurturing her family, or shaping the community that she lives in. Maybe she's doing all of the above. My own journey of realigning my values and divine purpose led me to create some tools and processes to help women do the same. And one of the most defining moments in my journey was when my family was considering a move to Bali. Now, in that season, the preparation and planning on paper, in theory, it sounded so exciting. New opportunities, a slower pace, more alignment with the sort of life that we wanted to create. But in reality, it all just felt really overwhelming, completely disconnected from my day to day life. My life was crammed full of school runs, due dates because I was studying at the time, and endless to-do lists. A move to Bali felt like a pipe dream, not a plan. And maybe you can resonate with some of these barriers, like the busyness barrier. Life is so full that even your deepest desires get drowned out. Or maybe there's the clarity barrier. You sense a longing. For me, it was moving to Bali, but it's fuzzy and without form. There were no words or images for it to really become a very clear vision that I could attach a plan to. And that was me. So I engaged a coach. And do you know the very first thing he asked me to do? Not organize flights, sell a house, or plan the logistics. He asked me to paint a picture, to create a really clear vision of what that life in Bali would look like, where I would wake up, what our family rhythms would be, how it would feel, what it would smell like, sound like. And this is how I would feel stepping into this new season. And that simple act of connecting words and images shifted everything. The impossible started to feel possible. What was once blurry and without focus began to take shape and became a vision. And that's what today's all about. It's about painting a compelling picture as best you can. And here's the really big idea. God gave us imagination as a tool for faith. When we dare to see what could be, we begin to believe it's possible. Vision grows when we create a clear picture of what life could look like. But here's something important. Imagination needs both words and images. Without language, desires stay fuzzy. Without imagery, they don't feel real. Words give definition, images spark belief. Together, they create vision. Now, this isn't just spiritual wisdom, it's also backed by psychology. Dual coding theory shows that when we pair words and images, our brain creates stronger, longer lasting impressions than with words alone. In other words, when you can describe your vision, when you can wrap language around it, articulate it, and imagine it, picture it, it becomes more compelling, memorable, and very, very motivating. And God knows the power of words and images. Throughout Scripture, He speaks through dreams, visions, parables, stories. Joseph dreamed of sheaves of wheats and stars bowing down, images of his future. The prophets described word pictures of restoration and hope. And Jesus, the greatest storyteller of all, painted vivid scenes, mustard seeds, vineyards, lost sheep, a pearl of great price. Why? Because words and images go deeper than facts and stats, goals and plans. They ignite the imagination, they stir hope, and they move us into action. Proverbs said that without vision, the people perish. Without a picture, without language, We just tend to drift. And here's what science adds. A 2019 study in Frontiers of Psychology found that when people used mental imagery to visualize future goals, their brains activated the very same networks involved in lived experience. The motor cortex, sensory regions, even in the emotional centers. But there's more. Those who paired imagery with specific language, writing or speaking their desired future, reported stronger motivation and greater clarity. And this is why athletes don't just see themselves crossing the finish line. They also describe their plan and repeat affirmations. It's a combination of word and image, word and image, word and image that creates momentum. So here's your practice for this week. I want you to write your perfect day narrative. Don't just imagine it, put it into words. Describe what you see as if it was happening right now. If you were 12 months into your ideal future, what would your perfect day look like? Where do you wake up? What's some of the first sounds, some of the first smells that you sense when you wake up? Are you smelling salt air or crisp, clean air from the mountains? Who's with you? Whose voices are you hearing? What's the atmosphere of your home? What does it feel like? How do you spend your morning, your afternoon, your evening? What are you doing? What sort of work are you completing that feels meaningful and energizing? Like, I love my job. Who are you encouraging and impacting along the way? Who's looking at you? This is exactly what my coach asked me to do with Bali, imagining myself in Bali. What would an everyday normal morning look like? Waking up, making coffee, going out onto the veranda, smelling the smells of incense and the humid air. Before I could even step on the plane, I had to step into the vision with my words and images. I had to describe it, see it, and let myself believe it. And as you write, let your words create images and let those images strengthen your faith. This is how desire becomes vision, words and images working together. Now, when you get a clear picture of your future, you're aligning your faith with your imagination. You're saying, God, I believe that you have more for me, and I'm daring to see it. So this week, take the time to write that perfect day. It might be 2 sentences, it might be 2 pages. And then I want you to pray over it. I want you to surrender that to God. Ask God to highlight what's truly aligned with his purpose and let that picture strengthen your faith. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What part of your perfect day stood out most? What of this episode really resonated with you? I want you to put it in the comments below because your story matters. And it might just be the encouragement that another woman needs. And as you reconnect with your desires, remember, this is not indulgence. This is actually stewardship. You have one life this side of eternity. And how are you going to steward it? And vision always begins with those desires that you identified last episode. And if you want to go deeper, download the free reflection compass, which is the link is in the bio. It's a very simple tool to help you get some sense of where you are now and where you would like to go. And if this video resonated with you, make sure you hit subscribe, follow us across all of our socials, and stay up to date as we continue this journey. Until next time, it's bye for now. And remember to keep living aligned with your deepest desires and God's eternal purpose.